Welcome to day 4 of the Easter Reading Challenge. It's good to see you again, and we're going to be thinking today about the scene where Jesus is killed. Golgotha was the name of the place. It meant the place of the skull. It's also known from its Latin word Calvary, the place where Jesus died. Places of execution become notorious. Smithfield, Tyburn, Newgate, some of the places in London that have witnessed over the years horrendous executions. And here we are in the Easter story at such a place. And it was a horrible scene. Jesus crucified, lifted up on the cross, and he would have been hoisted into place, having been nailed there, all the bones in his body jolting, and eventually the death by crucifixion took place by slow asphyxiation as the body became less able to hold up the lungs and breathing became more and more difficult. It could take days to die. It was horrific. Perhaps even more horrific for Jesus than all the physical suffering was the emotional and the psychological and the spiritual suffering. We'll think about the spiritual suffering tomorrow. Today, I want to think about the psychological suffering, the mockery, the jeering. Everybody, it seemed, was out to make fun of him. And so we had the passers-by, they were mocking. We had those others who were crucified, one on his right, one on his left. They mocked as well. And then the chief priests of Israel, the elite, mocking him. He saved others, but he cannot save himself. Let him come down from the cross now, that we may see and believe. You know, the great irony is that if he had come down from the cross there and then, he couldn't have saved them. The very reason he was on the cross was precisely to save them. Yet there they were, egging him on to come down. The irony is biting. But I think what we can see from this, among so many other wonderful things, is his love, his extraordinary patience, that the very people who are mocking and jeering at him are the very people for whom he is doing all of this. Jesus' love. And I don't know about you, but when we are mocked and laughed at, the desire to retaliate is massive. And when we think of those arms on the cross that in one go could have sorted everybody out standing before him in one go, yet he stayed there, nailed, not by the nails ultimately, but by the love that he has for each of us. And so that's really what I want to leave us with today. Trust him. You can trust him. One who would do that for you, you can trust.